A man walks into a bar. As he sits down, he looks up and notices 3 pieces of meat hanging from the ceiling. He asks the bartender, "What's with the meat?" The bartender says, "If you can jump up and slap all 3 pieces at once, you get free drinks for an hour. If you miss even one, you have to pay for everyone else's drinks for the rest of the night. Want to give it a go?" The man takes another look at the meat, then says, "I think I'll pass. The stakes are too high." A man walks into a bar with a bag and orders a drink. After a while, the bartender asks him, "What is in the bag?" The man says, "Nothing, don't worry about it." The night continues and the bartender keeps asking, but the man keeps giving him the same answer. Towards the end of the night, the bartender offers the man a free beer if the man shows him what is in the bag. The man agrees. He reaches into the bag and pulls out a tiny piano and a tiny man that sits down and starts playing the piano. The bartender says, "Wow, that's amazing. Where did you find that guy?" The man looks up and says, "I have this magic lamp that grants me wishes, but the stupid thing is broken." The man then hands the bartender the lamp and says, "You can try it if you want." The bartender happily grabs the lamp and wishes for $1,000,000 and the room is suddenly filled with 1,000,000 ducks. "This thing is definitely broken," says the bartender. The man replies, "Tell me about it. Do you really think I wished for a 12-inch pianist?" A bartender is sitting behind his bar when a well-dressed but obviously intoxicated man stumbles in. "Bartender, a drink for everyone, a drink for me, and a drink for yourself." The man yells as he approaches. Bartender pours all the drinks, to the whole bar cheers, they all drink. Bartender hands the bill to the man, and he just shrugs and says, "Oh, I didn't bring my wallet with me tonight, sorry." The bartender proceeds to beat the living daylights out of the man and throws him out. Next night, bartender is again behind his bar when the same well-dressed but intoxicated man stumbles in. "Bartender, a drink for everyone, a drink for me, and a drink for yourself." The man happily announces as he approaches. Bartender thinks, "This guy can't be that stupid, he probably came to pay. Now I feel bad for beating him so hard previous night." He pours all the drinks, to the whole bar cheers, they all drink. Bartender hands the bill to the man, and he again shrugs and says, "Oh, I didn't bring my wallet with me again, sorry." The bartender proceeds to beat the man even harder and kicks him out. Third night in the row, bartender just can't believe his eyes when he sees the man return. "Bartender, a drink for everyone and a drink for me." The man calls out as he approaches. Bartender is fuming and grins sardonically. "What, no drink for me tonight?" The drunk looks at him and says, "Nah man, you get way too violent when you drink." An Englishman, Scotsman and Irishman walk into a bar and begin drinking. Soon they noticed a large glass vase of gold coins in the corner and asked the barman what was it there for. The barman told them that there is the prize for anyone who can 1. Drink a full bottle of tequila in 2 minutes. 2. Go into that room over there with a lion inside and pull a thorn from the lion's foot. 3. Finally go upstairs and make love to a 100-year-old woman. The prize money was too much for the men to pass over, so they agreed to try. The Englishman goes first, but after only half the tequila he collapses drunk. The Scotsman is next. He downs the tequila and staggers to the lion's room. The door is closed and there is a massive scream, and soon afterwards he stumbles back out of the room with his hand bitten off. The Irishman drinks the tequila and stumbles towards the lion's room. The door is closed behind him and almost immediately there are massive screams and shouts coming from behind the door, screams which last for nearly 10 minutes. There is banging up against the sides of the door and everything, and then silence. The Irishman emerges battered, bleeding and torn. "Now," he says, "where is that lady with the thorn in her foot?" A priest, a Baptist and a rabbi walk into a bar and start getting sloshed. They decide that they need to test their faith to see which one is the best. They decide the ultimate challenge is to see if they can convert a bear. So the next day they all go out into the wood to try and meet up again at the bar that night. The priest comes in with a broken arm and scratches all over his body and smilingly says, "I had to run around the bear and read him the entire Bible, but he saw the light and he was converted." The Baptist is on crutches with 2 broken legs and a broken arm and his head all bandaged. He says, "I had to wrestle that bear to the ground and baptize him in the stream, but he saw the light and he was converted. Hallelujah." Then the rabbi gets wheeled in a full body cast. He says, "You know, in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have started with circumcision.